This time we are talking about the comma. Do you remember how do we use the comma in a sentence? Well, on page 87 from language, you will be able to remember this. I will help you reading the first part to remember important information. We use a comma to separate two independent clauses that are joined with a conjunction and, but, for, or, nor, so, and yet. Do not use a comma if the phrase after the conjunction is not a complete sentence. Both sentences must have a subject and a verb. You have different examples here on this page. Mainly, the first one is showing you two different sentences in one, joined with the conjunction but. Remember, in this case, we have two independent clauses that we can understand perfectly without the other. But because they are talking about the same, we decide to put them together with a conjunction and we use a comma to separate it. Okay? Now, I invite you to read the rest of the information to identify some other rules to use the comma. The first one is this: when we have two sentences in one, joined with a conjunction. The second rule is to separate three or more words, phrases, or clauses. And rule number 3, to separate two or more adjectives that describe the same noun. Okay? You will have time to read with enough attention all the information. I just want you to be sure that we know what to do over here. If we go to the exercise and we read the instructions, it is asking us to read the following sentences and to add commas where they are needed and circle them. If we go back to the rules, we will know what to do. I'll give you the first one just to make sure. Number 1. Hermes was considered a trickster and he was the messenger of the gods. Where should we place the comma? If we notice, we can identify two different sentences in one, two independent clauses. We have one over here and we have one over here. Why? Because I have a subject, Hermes, and I have a verb, was. On the second clause, I have a subject, he, and I have a verb, was. And both are joined with a conjunction and. So, where should I place the comma? Do you know where? If we go back to the first rule, it says before the conjunction, right? So, we should grab the comma over here. Hermes was considered a trickster, comma, and he was the messenger of the gods. Ready? Be sure to circle the commas to identify them better. Now, we can go to page 88 to continue working with the comma. Now, another use for a comma is after an introductory clause, an introductory phrase or words that introduce the main clause. Introductory clauses often start with words such as after, although, as, because, if, since, when, and while. As in the example that you have over there. After the heavy rain, that's a phrase, the plants grew nicely. So it's like giving more information about your main idea, and these are the keywords that you can find. After, although, as, because, and more. Okay? So, on the next exercise, what you have to do is to relate the introductory clause with the rest of the sentence. And I will help you with the first one because I'm really nice. I don't know why I'm erasing this, sorry. I'm going to pick the other two. We have this. The pipes have been freezing often. Okay, so if I need an introductory clause from these um, options, we're talking about pipes, we're talking about freezing, so it has to do something with water or cold, right? Okay, let's go to the box and read our options. I would pick this one. What do you think? Since the winter started, the pipes have been freezing often. Okay, so you're going to write here, you're going to write here, since the winter, okay? And you're going to do the same with the rest of the sentences. And remember to add the comma after this introductory clause. Don't forget that because that's really important. That's what we're actually studying, okay? So a comma will be over here before the rest of the sentence, okay? And last but not least, we have another exercise that reminds us that we also use a comma between the city and the state. So, read the example and answer the question.